Hey, yo, what's up? So, I wanted to talk about having too high of standards when you are an undesirable male and significantly below average, right? A significantly below average, undesirable male. But you still have high standards, right? Because the high, because the funny thing is, right, that not being attracted to overweight single moms is something that you're not allowed to do, right? That's the unfortunate truth. That that's what people believe you should settle for, right? But the problem is that I guess I'm not that desperate enough to want a girlfriend, right? Where where I'll be able to, where I'm willing and gladly willing to settle for either some woman who's overweight, who's a single mom, or who's both, right? You know, people would tell you, oh, just go for both, bro, right? But it really doesn't make sense, right? To be in a relationship where just to be in a relationship for the sake of being in one, right? If the woman isn't genuinely desiring you, then really, what is the point, right? Just to say that you're in a relationship and just be post on dead what is it, dead bedrooms on Reddit. But it's almost like you like what would even be the point, right? Of being with someone who you would eventually gradually grow to resent, right? Because there's no way you're going to be in a happy relationship if you're a kissless, hugless, handholdless virgin at like 30, and you have to be with a single mom who's overweight, who probably doesn't even like you, who is settling for you, right? Well, let's not sugarcoat it, right? We know she's settling for you. We know she's not actually genuinely attracted with you, right? She's genuinely attracted to whoever she had the kid with, right? Not with you, right? She's only with you because you're like you're the second choice, right? The worthless guy that the guy who the second choice, not even the second choice, because, right, second choice is basically giving you too much credit, right? It's like the last resort, right, basically. But what else are you gonna do, though, right? I get, like, I'm not gonna do it, but so that's a suggestion, the advice that's given to you. Is it really advice then? Why would it's that's the thing. I just don't understand. Well, what's the point? What is there for me to gain, right? Maybe there's something for the single mom to gain, right? But realistically, there just isn't anything, right? Because the unfortunate truth is, right, that other guy will probably always be in that single mom's life, right? Just because they have a kid. Because maybe the kid will want to talk to both of the parents, right? Or at least while it's a young kid, right? Maybe the mom will want the dad to show up or something. So it's like you'll always have to have some other guy in your life, right? It's like, who wants that, right? Some other guy. You want to always have the guy that cream pied your girlfriend in your life, right? Always have that guy be a part of your life. It's like what is this world? What is this actual advice, right? Because that's the reality, right? You can sugarcoat it and pussyfoot around it all you want, but this is the actual reality of life, right? You want the guy who cream pied your girlfriend to who isn't even genuinely attracted to you, right? Always, you want that guy to basically always have some kind of presence in your relationship. If you do, then you know if it's basically over, bro. What is the actual point of life at that point then, right? Like, it's better to just say single, right? And to some guys, be like, oh, bro, then you can't complain, right? But I actually can complain. Um, it's like telling other people other unprivileged people who are in a bad spot in society, oh, bro, don't complain, right? At least it's not as worse as the worst possible situation ever, right? It's stuff like that, right? It just doesn't make any sense. They just don't want to hear the truth because it's an inconvenient truth, right? The life of undesirable men is an inconvenient truth that people don't want to hear. More inconvenient than that movie about global warming, right? This is an actual inconvenient truth to normies. But they don't want to hear it, and they tell you, they just give you the worst possible advice, right? Because like I said before, people give advice to undesirable guys not as a way to actually help them, but as a way to almost prop themselves up as like, I'm such a good person, I'm the morally superior person, right? Because I can have a relationship, right? We're gonna make relationships a moral issue. You can't get one because you have a bad personality, you're a bad person. But I can get one because I'm a good person and I'm the best, so I'm morally superior, so I'll just give you advice, right? And you should listen to me because why would you not listen to me? I can get a relationship there, and I'm a morally superior person, so I definitely know what I'm talking about, right? That's basically their cope, and the reason why they give you advice, not to actually help you, or else they'd actually think about it. Because the truth is, there is actually no advice. There's no actual advice. There's no solution, right? Maybe there's temporary fixes, right? Like maybe AI girlfriends is a temporary fix, but like an actual fix to this, there isn't. It's just the way life is. It's just the way nature is, right? Not every guy is meant to have a partner or reproduce or have a relationship or be desired by women. That's just the way nature and life and stuff works, right? But yeah. But I don't think I ever will settle that low, right? Because like I said, my standards are just a bit too high, unfortunately, for no good. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't think they're too high, right? But maybe that's just my cope, right? A non-overweight, decently cute woman who's not a single mom,
railroad crossing ahead,
who acknowledges my existence and is nice to me. That's asking for a lot. I guess it really, like people say, like when I say, I don't think it's asking for a lot, but unfortunately, it kind of is, to be honest, right? Because if it wasn't asking for a lot, wouldn't I already have it? In theory, yes, right? But the reality is, I still don't, and I've been waiting, waiting 30 years, right? Or I guess we could say 20 years, because like I said, I wanted the girlfriend since I was 10, and at 30, still nothing. And I guess the other point I wanted to make was, I guess I also don't bring anything of value to the table, right? Because if I did, women would actually like me, right? If I was a good potential partner, then I'd already have a partner, right? It makes sense because it's the whole, the buyers deciding the value of the product, right? Because if you're the product trying to sell yourself to women, but women don't actually like you and want to be with you, then you're not really that valuable, to be honest, right? It's just a cope. It's just the whole bob deluding yourself into thinking you're a high value guy when you're not. Because, unfortunately, women get to decide your value. You don't get to. Me thinking that, oh yeah, I'm a high value guy and I deserve the, a cute girlfriend who acknowledges my existence and is nice to me, right? I can think that, but if women don't agree with that sentiment, then ultimately, I'm not right. I'm not that guy who deserves that, because because they're the ones who they're the buyers, right? I'm the product. And it does make sense when you really think about it. If you'd be a good partner, you'd already have a partner by now, right? Because women would be trying to fight for your attention and trying to fight to be with you. But if they never are, then it's obvious that you're just a bad partner. You just don't have the potential. You just don't have the value, because people just don't ignore something of value forever, right? People always gravitate towards things that they want and high value things. They're not just going to let something that will add to their life just sit there. They're not going to let it sit there, and be ignored. People want what is best for them, right? And if you're not what's best for women, then they just won't, be attracted to you, right? And even then, let's say, oh yeah, women don't know what's best for them, right? Let's play along with that then, right? It doesn't even matter, right? If they don't know what's actually best for them, right? Because whatever they perceive is the best for them is what's actually given value, right? That's honest God truth, right? It's like, at the end of the day, this is something you have no agency over, right? I have no agency over deciding my value in the dating market. Women do. Women, because they're, like I said, they're the buyers and you're the product. And other guys, right? Other guys don't get to decide it either, right? Because then a lot of guys will cope and say, oh yeah, bro, but you're attractive, or you're not that, or I know an ugly guy who's worse looking, or something like that, right? It's like, these guys on the internet don't get to decide my value, right? They can cope and say whatever they want, and I'd be a coper if I listened to them, right? They say, oh bro, you're a good looking guy or something, right? But then there's no real world evidence to back that up, right? What am I supposed to trust some random guy? It's like, I'm not trying to attract random guys on the internet, right? I'm trying to attract women, right? But if they don't ever actually do anything that signifies attraction, right? Not just saying it, right? Because anyone can say whatever, right? And it just virtue signaling. Just words without meaning, right? Words without meaning. If there's no action to back up the words, then they're meaningless, right? They're worthless. That's why you need a woman who actually does something that indicates actual attraction, right? Just saying, oh no, whatever, saying, oh, you're so cute, I'd date you, or whatever, but then do nothing about it, then it means nothing, right? It's basically like you telling a homeless person, yeah, I'd give you all the money in the world, dude. If I could, I'd give you my all the money in the world. And then you drive away. It's just worthless talk, right? That's all it is. It's like, sure, it can make the homeless guy maybe feel better, but then, for like a millisecond, but then he comes back to reality, and it's like, well, I still don't have food, I still don't have anything, so it's like, what was the point of that? You're just telling me feel good virtue signaling stuff for no reason, basically just to make yourself feel better. It's like, oh, I'm such a good person because I would do this for you. It's like, what? It's like, it's just worthless talk, right? Because, like, again, like I always say, these normies don't really think about anything. They just they just talk to talk. So yeah, I mean, that's basically kind of it. The TLDR is ugly guy with high standards. If I'd be a good boyfriend, I'd already have a girlfriend by now. That's another truth, right? That's another brutal black pill truth, right? So yeah, that's kind of it for now. Later.